The way some of us pray, it means we don't know the gospel. Somebody wants to pray, he has to naked himself. Around 12 midnight, he will lie on the floor and say, Father, see me, see how I came into this world. When Jesus hung on the cross, he saved you from that stress. If that's your level of revelation, do it. Oh, I'm not undermining your revelation, but there is a greater light. There's a order. There's a higher realm. Sir, I have 2 boys and a girl. By God's mercies. That's why Paul was speaking in Romans 8:32. He said, if he did not withhold his only begotten son, but freely gave him for me, how shall he not with him give me all things? You know why people today suffer for heartbreak? They don't know they are loved. Sir, I don't know any girl that walks out of my life that will be heartbroken. I'm too loved to be heartbroken. You can't reject me, sir. I can't be rejected. I am accepted in the beloved. You don't get it. You go into some. Do you know people commit suicide because they are in a friendship? 4 people rejected them. You are no longer part of us, and they feel, why did they reject me? Am I not good enough? Am I not? See, some people live all their lives trying to receive validation from others. No, sir. Those of us who know the love of God, the quest for validation is over. If you like me, good for you. If you don't like me, that's your business. I'm loved in the beloved. I'm accepted in the beloved. You know what? God loved me so much that God abandoned his throne for me. God loved me so much that he gave up divinity for me. God loved me so much that he accepted to be labeled a criminal. God loved me so much that he accepted to be hung on the cross. God loved me so much that he accepted to lay down his life, all because of me. There's nothing you do to me to get my attention. I'm loved. If we know this, things like high blood pressure will stop existing. Things like depression. A Christian has no business being depressed. No, I'm too loved. Reject me, that's your business. See, even when I lose a job, I'm not perturbed. Come on, brother. The Bible said, even the lily of the field that do not sow or reap, they have. It said, look at the birds. They are clothed. How much more me? Me that God died for. How can God die for me and allow me go without food, without honor, without acceptance, without impact? He won't let it. Paul said, how shall he not with him give us all things? See, it is because we know we are loved that when we make demand, we make it with audacity. See, in the kingdom, we don't beg God for things. He has already given us authority to command things. The way some of us pray, it means we don't know the gospel. Somebody wants to pray, he has to naked himself. Around 12 midnight, he will lie on the floor and say, Father, see me, see how I came into this world. When Jesus hung on the cross, he saved you from that stress. If that's your level of revelation, do it. Oh, I'm not undermining your revelation, but there is a greater light. There's a order. There's a higher realm. Sir, I have 2 boys and a girl. By God's mercies, they don't beg me for food. My second boy is 2 years old. If he's sleeping, he can wake up around 1 a.m. and say, juice. You know what that means? Give me juice. So when I'm sleeping, I arm myself with juice in case he wakes up. So the moment he wakes up, he said, juice here. I'm the one serving him. He doesn't care how it is produced. He doesn't care how it is bought. As far as he's concerned, by 2 a.m. in the morning, give me juice. Meanwhile, you find a Christian, a tumor grows out of his abdomen, and he's still begging God, Lord, can't you see this tumor? Oh Lord, will you allow me die like this? He's trying to get God to pity him. See, God does not need to pity you. God does not need to love you more than he has already loved you. When Jesus moved, God has already moved. So when you see cancer, don't beg God. Look at it and say, Kakatakatoa, in the name of Jesus, dry up. Do you know some of your prayer is an affront at God? You are telling God you are wicked. If I don't persuade you, you won't respond. Imagine if your son wakes up in the morning and says, Daddy, if you are merciful enough, if you are kind enough, please give us breakfast. You will say, come on, am I that wicked? You don't beg me for breakfast, son. Breakfast is available before you woke up. I had a job. I had a good income before I married your mother. I prepared for your breakfast before I married your mother. I prepared for your breakfast before you were born. And I'm not just giving you breakfast. I've prepared for your education. I've prepared for your training until you grow to become responsible. If you don't know the gospel, you will be begging for what God has already provided. In the love of God, everything is mine. He said, all things are mine. All things are yours. This is the gospel. It gives you the audacity of faith. People look at you, they say, don't worry, you will soon fall. We can't fall, sir. Even if we want to fall, God will catch us. He said, unto him that keepeth us from falling be all the glory and honor and power. I'm not saying don't reverence God. I'm not saying don't be grateful to God. But I'm saying, know your place. If he did not withhold his only begotten son, but gave him freely for me, how shall he not with him give me all things? I don't beg for honor. It is a leftover. I don't beg for access. It's a leftover. I don't beg for relevance. It's a leftover. I don't beg for wisdom. It's when he gave me Jesus, he gave me all. It's a testimony that, hey, I love you. When he gave you Jesus, he's telling you, I love you. That cancer can't kill you. That rejection can't kill you. That's the second message. So when you see Jesus on the cross, that's telling you, that's my best. I gave him for you. There's nothing I will not give you. Only ask. Only ask. Jesus told the story of the prodigal son. Two sons, same father. One was riotous, collected his father's wealth, went and squandered it, had the audacity to come back. And another one was working with the father all his life and didn't have the boldness to ask for a lamb. When he saw the prodigal son come back and the father was honored, I hope you know, when the prodigal son came back, there was no more inheritance. That's why the father gave him his own ring, gave him his own sandal. That means the father gave that boy his place, because there was no more inheritance. So the father gave the boy his place. He gave him his shoe, gave him his ring, gave him his robe. And then the elder boy came, who ticked all the boxes and said, but I've been with you all this while. You didn't even give me a lamb. And the father said, you never asked. So you mean because I never asked, that's why I'm dying of cancer? You mean because I never asked, that's why the doors remain shut? You mean because I was in Capernaum? You followed us from place to place. Now, like Samson, we have brought you here. Like Jonah, we have brought you here. He thought he came like others. And suddenly, day one passed, Jesus did nothing. I can imagine there was a banquet in hell. They called all the demons, called all the fallen angels, called all the wicked spirits. Day two passed, Jesus did nothing. Hell was in full celebration mode. They thought they overpowered him, but they didn't know he was fulfilling prophecy. Because he said, according to the words of Jonah, he said, the Son of Man shall be in the belly of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights. It's prophecy that kept him there, not Satan, not death. On the third day, suddenly, the one that looked incapacitated stood up. Satan wanted to fight Jesus in heaven. Michael fought him. He wanted to fight Jesus on earth. He couldn't. And Jesus took the battle to hell. Hope you know, when Jesus was in hell, he was operating as a man. Because if he fought fought Satan in heaven, it would have been unfair. If he fought him on earth, it would have been unfair. So he went to where Satan was most powerful. And Satan gathered all his entities together. But Colossians 2, verse 14 and 15, the Bible said, having spoiled principalities and powers, he said he made a public show of them, triumphing over them. He made a public show. He defeated Satan in his own stronghold. But the beauty is not that he defeated Satan. What is the beauty? And this is where the message of the cross comes. Paul said, I am crucified with Christ. So when Jesus hung on the cross, Satan was seeing my face. He was seeing your face, because God put us there with him. When Jesus was defeating Satan in hell, Satan was not only seeing Jesus, he was seeing Michael there, because I was included in him. That's why I was judged in Christ. So when Jesus rose from the dead, he didn't take the trophy to heaven because he didn't need it there. He didn't take the power to heaven. 3 things he did to Satan. Number 1, he defeated Satan. Number 2, he took the key of death. Number 3, he took the key of Hades. And when he resurrected, he was about to return to heaven, and he said, take the power. I don't need it in heaven. In heaven I am Adonai. In heaven I'm El Elyon. In heaven I am Rapha. In heaven I'm El Shaddai. In heaven I am Sabaoth. I don't need this power there, because this fight is between Adam and Satan. Satan defeated the first Adam. The last Adam came to defeat Satan. So it was an Adam-Satan battle. So when he won, he didn't take the power up. He left the power with me. That's why he said, in my name, you go cast out devils. In my name, go cast out devils. So when a man hears the gospel, what he's hearing is not history. What he's hearing is power, is authority. So when Satan shows up, that's what will prove that you have heard the gospel. Because the same way he couldn't fight Adam in the garden, so then he loses power over you. That's why people like us, we don't pray to live healthy. We live healthy by power. We live healthy by power. We don't beg to be relevant. We are relevant by power. Whether you like it or not, we will remain here. But we'll keep making impact, because there is no authority that can bring us down anymore. He said, all power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. He said, you go in that power. That is the gospel. The era of I have an injury on my leg and waiting for 3 weeks to see pastor is over. If you meet pastor, it's a blessing, but you don't need to meet pastor. He said, these signs follow them that believe. I have leg and waiting for 3 weeks to see pastor is over. If you meet pastor, it's a blessing, but you don't need to meet pastor. He said, these signs follow them that believe. I have taken the power from Satan. I've handed the power to you. He said, in my name, you cast out devils. Cast out devils. Because Satan has been defeated. He said, whoever is of God overcomes the world. This is the victory that overcomes the world, even our faith. The gospel is a testimony that God has shown you mercy. You will no longer be condemned.